Hey guys, first Guardsman here, and I'll be talking about every single prestige perk for the Techmarine class in Space Marine 2 patch 12. Now, we are ranked 25 on 4th prestige for this guy. This did take us about like 8 or 9 hours to level up. That was kind of a pain in the ass. I think a lot of people are going to be stuck on this for a very long time, but a lot of people are also going to be busy prestiging. And which prestige perk should you take first? Well, we do have some pretty major changes in this patch. They did completely replace one of the perks that he had in the PTS. I'll be going through these all today and just giving you my thoughts on which ones I think are best. Starting off with the perk Chained Headshots. Headshot damage increases by 3% per consecutive headshot up to a maximum of 15%, and the bonus lasts 5 seconds without landing a headshot. This perk is one of the best. I think you should pretty much always pick this up if you are ever running any type of like bolter pistol, heavy bolt rifle, which is one of the best options on him currently. Oculus, they all really benefit from this. It is one of the best headshot perks in the entire game. Unfortunately, this is kind of just a copy-pasted perk from Tactical, because Tactical also has the perk here, Acuity, which is literally just the same effect, copy-pasted over Techmarine. But that being said, this is an amazing perk on Tactical, is an amazing perk on Techmarine. I would definitely pick this one up first, and it really is going to be fitting into like 99% of its builds. Next perk here is Indomitable. You become invulnerable to damage while activating the Tarantula Sentry Gun. This is a brand new perk to patch 12. This replaced the other perk, Revive Surge, that you had on the PTS. That perk was god awful. It gave you like a cooldown reduction while you were below 25% HP, and this class was already very squishy, so I'm glad they completely replaced that one. Now you have a really top tier option. This makes it so easy to activate your sentry guns, and sentry guns are actually pretty damn powerful in the sky right now. And on top of that, there are other reasons you want to activate your sentry guns, because one of the only ways to get damage reduction on the Techmarine is with the perk here, Reinforced Position. All team members within 15 meters of an active Tarantula Sentry Gun take 25% less damage and deal 15% more damage. This is a team-wide buff for anybody within 15 meters of a Tarantula Sentry Gun, which is very strong, and being able to pretty much activate those for free is super damn useful in this game. I think that these two are like some of the best. I would pretty much slot these into any build I could possibly think of, because there's kind of a no-brainer. Like, this one will just save your life. The amount of vulnerability you have if you don't take this perk while activating Tarantula Sentry Guns, it is god-awful. You will take so much free damage. Just pick this one up. I think it's like a must-have, so I think these two are definitely in the top tier. Next perk here is Stim Boost. Medicaid Stims restore 40% more HP. This perk is pretty damn good as well. I like this one on Tactical, and I like it here too. Having a better stim economy in Space Marine 2 does help you out a ton. This perk will just make your pickups worth more, and this class is also one of the squishiest classes in the entire game, if not the squishiest class in the entire game. So getting 40% more HP on your stims will help you out a ton. I would just pick this one up for like most builds, but like there is a certain like situation I would swap this out for another option. Now the next perk here got buffed. This is Volatile Sentry. Tarantula Sentry Gun explosion damage increases by 1000%, and the explosion radius increases by 20%. This perk is pretty good, but kind of gimmicky. If you're building like a total sentry gun build, it's not a terrible idea. Like, sentry guns can die now. It's just that usually when they die, they're being shot at. If they do actually blow up and kill something, it's going to be like 3 warriors. Occasionally, you can have like the ultimate sentry bomber go off and just like blow up 15 Majoras and a boss for like a ton of HP damage. Really good there, but for the most part, I don't really want to take this. I think it's really kind of an undervaluable, or should be a not super valuable perk here. And even if it's a bit of fun on the sentry gun builds, I wouldn't really pick it up for like a super powerful, strong meta build on this guy. Though it is pretty good when it actually goes off properly. Next perk here is Blast Radius, increases equipment damage radius by 15%. This is kind of like a no-brainer for having an equipment build. The Techmarine has a ton of equipment perks here, things like Fortifying Salvo, Replenishing Salvo here, and the perk here, Combat Squad Resupply, to gain additional equipment except for Melt-A-Bombs, and there are a ton of other options here to up your damage by 35% on equipment, on top of things like making it so enemies damaged by equipment take even more damage. If you want to go all the way in on equipment build, I would definitely pick this one up. It does fit into that very nicely, and it's a pretty fun, like, kind of a, archetype for a build. And Blast Radius is much better here in my opinion than it is over here on Sniper, because even though Sniper has amazing equipment regen, the amount of benefits on equipment that the Techmarine has just feels way better, and it's a lot more fun to play with. At least that's how I feel about this one. Next perk here is Offensive Stance. If you're surrounded by 5 or more enemies, you will take 20% less damage from range attacks. This perk is a pretty decent perk in the game. I mean, 20% range damage reduction is nothing to scoff at. It will save your life at times. Being surrounded by 5 or more enemies does happen an awful lot in Space Marine 2, but I do want to say that this perk is a little bit less valuable at times for Techmarine because Techmarine does like to just kind of blow apart everything in front of him. And even though you do get shot at, usually you don't get range spam as much as certain classes do. And your issues come from like your knockback and getting just punched in the face. So I would say it's not bad. It is a great perk on a lot of classes in the game. And being surrounded by 5 or more enemies in the game is also something that's going to happen all the time. I just kind of, I put in the mediocre tier. Like, it's not bad, but it is okay. Final perk here is Furious Gunstrike. After using a Gunstrike, melee damage increases by 25% for 5 seconds. Now, on the public test server, this perk was bugged to not work at all on your servo gun Gunstrikes. That is now fixed. It will properly work. This is a 25% additive buff. It is not as strong as, say, a perk here like Arc Cleave. They'll give you a 20% multiplicative buff. That being said, using your servo gun Gunstrikes on this class happens all the damn time, and it also will happen in the middle of your weapon combos, and because of that, you will have this buff up pretty much 24/7 if you're in melee. So it is a really good option. I think it's like a top tier pick for sure. If I'm going for like the best build I could think of for most setups, it would be Chained Headshot, Indomitable, Stim Boost, Blast Radius, and Furious Gunstrike. These are really good options. I think the weakest of the bunch are probably Volatile Sentry and Defensive Stance. Defensive Stance is definitely better than Volatile Sentry, but I think like this is by far the weakest option, only because it's kind of gimmicky. But even that being said, it is still a really good perk, and like when this one goes off properly, it will definitely help out your whole game. And this class's Prestige perk list is actually pretty damn good. I would say overall, the only one that's kind of comparable and like choices here would be the Sniper, because Sniper has a ton of amazing ones. The Prestige perks he has are not quite as good as this one, but Techmarine, he's not really suffering on the Prestige perk tree. His choices are quite good, and I think he is absolutely worth prestiging, especially just for these two perks here. And when you move into the bottom ones, they do also have a lot of unique effects that are quite powerful. So, but as far as what I would pick first, I would take Chained Headshots, Indomitable, or Stim Boost, mainly because these three really go into like any build, and then after that you can kind of like specialize into what you want. But that's pretty much all I have to say in this video. The Prestige perks here are quite good, and hopefully this gave you an idea of what you want to use on your Techmarine as you are leveling him, since I imagine most people will probably be leveling this guy for quite a while because they won't play for like 10 hours of absolute on decapitation in a row. And that's all I'd say in this one, guys. Thank you for watching. Take it easy, and that's all. Bye.